Our discussion today, I seem to be giving the talks on the topics of our discussion because that's what's in my mind when I come in here. We were talking about friendship today and the qualities that we look for in friends and our expectations of friends, what we do together with friends, and then also the qualities that we want to develop in ourselves to become better friends to other people. And I specifically asked the latter question because I think often we don't think about it. We think about, oh, what are the qualities I want in other people and what holds our friendship together? But we so often, and you know, what do I expect out of a friend and how don't they fulfill it, because then I get mad at them. But to ask that question, how can I become a better friend? What kind of qualities do I want to develop in myself to be a better friend? And I think that's so important because a friendship isn't, in my mind, isn't just meeting somebody and you have common interests. It's you're sharing something on a meaningful level. And so I have to have some integrity and honesty and trustworthiness in myself if I want to attract the kind of people that I want to be friends with. Is that clear? In other words, if I'm looking for certain qualities in other people, if I want them to be open-minded and honest and trustworthy and caring and so on, if I want to, bond with that kind of person, then I need to develop those qualities in myself. Otherwise, if I have totally the opposite kind of qualities, the kind of people who I want to be my friends aren't going to be my friends. And the kind of people who I don't want to be my friends will be attracted to, to the friendship. So I really see it as something, very much a way of being responsible ourselves for the kind of person we are, so that we can make the kind of friends that will help us in life. Because one of the qualities that came out with a few people was people who challenge them, or people who can be like mentors, and so we can either hang around with people that we just goof off with, or we can really be around people who bring out our good qualities. And many of the people commented that they wanted friends who would tell them when they were going down the wrong path. And I think that's really wonderful. So often we say, I want my friends to tell me when I'm going down the wrong path, but when they do, then we get mad at them. But when you consciously have that thought in your mind that I want to be close to people who have a good ethical sense and who have, a good head on their shoulders, because those people will definitely help me. And when I check out and when ignorance, overwhelms my mind, those people will come and say, hey, what's happening? And if I have that thought beforehand of, I want people who will say that kind of thing to me, then there's much more of a chance to be open when they do. And that kind of friend can be very, very precious. So often, we want friends who just agree with us on everything. And so if we're having a hard time with somebody else, we expect our friend to agree that that person's really an idiot, And so we expect our friends to be on our side whenever we have a conflict with somebody. But I don't think that kind of person is a genuine friend, because often, our mind is out of kilter, or we're angry, or we've misinterpreted something, and to expect somebody to side with us just so that we can have more people on our side, even if we're wrong, doesn't make much sense. We want people who really will help us if our mind is going in the wrong direction. I know one of in the work I've done with inmates, they value loyalty a lot, and that came up in our discussion today too. But the way they value loyalty is you stick with your homeboys, whether they're right or whether they're wrong. And I don't think that's so smart, because then you wind up getting in fights with all sorts of people and getting dragged into conflicts that where the person you're siding with was actually the person who was mistaken or misunderstood somebody. So the kind of loyalty that it's like, I'm your friend, right or wrong, and I'm going to get involved in your business and defend you no matter what happens, I don't think is so smart. You know, I think it's much wiser to have the kind of person who will say, oh, yeah, you're angry. I understand that you're angry, but what's going on in your mind, and how did this situation evolve, and how else could you look at it to dispel your anger, rather than a friend who says, oh, that person harmed you, okay, let's go get him. You know, because that could really lead us into a lot of mess. So I think it's really worthwhile spending some time thinking about friendship and what's the basis of friendships with different people. I know for myself that a lot of my friendships changed after I met the Dharma. Of course, part of that was because I was living abroad for many years, and this was in the days before email and text messaging. So, I just wasn't in touch with people, and we naturally drifted away. But then also, there was a difference in interest, too. And I remember after being in Asia for some time and, getting ordained, coming back, and I visited one friend, and she told me how they have a gun in their house. And I was horrified. It was like I couldn't imagine any friend I have having a gun in their house. It's just like, And then I realized, oh yeah, we've kind of gone in different directions here. Yeah. So, but I accepted it. I always kind of wonder what happened to that friend. Sometimes I think, oh, maybe I should try and find this person. But then I go, not worth it. Okay. But really thinking about how to be a good friend and what we want to look for in friends.